Hey everybody, what is up? Welcome back to Final Trade. We're going to take our 60-day post-release look at Outlaws at Thunder Junction collector box sales data off of TCG Player. Yes, it will be the final time we look at these boxes sales data. So in the whole pre-release period and out now to 60 days post-release, it sold on TCG Player a total of 3,949 boxes at a total of $813,000, coming to an average of $206 per box, which is pretty bad for the small card store attempting to sell anything on these expensive marketplaces. What to compare it to, we'll put up the recent standard set collector boxes, and there's two stories to tell here. One first is the standard collector boxes, where Outlaws did a lot better, but mostly it was on this outlier event of this big sale that they did on TCG Player, selling these boxes at $199.99 a couple of weeks before release. So that really bumped it up. And when I dug into the data and compared play box sales of Outlaws compared to set box sales of the Yellow Line of Lost Caverns of Ixalan, what I found is that each expansion's total box sales was about equal. And so really what happened with Outlaws here is it did much worse on the play box sales, and it just pulled that spending over to the collector box sales, which is kind of what I had guessed might happen. It was one of many things I thought could have happened back when we first saw this sale, and I started talking about it way back at the R-14 review that I did of the collector boxes. Now, the second thing to talk about here is I just want to point out how negative the market was late last year and at the early part of this year. I'm going to plot up here Fallout, Ravnica Remastered, and Doctor Who, all great sets, of course. Fallout and Doctor Who were Universes Beyond, and Ravnica Remastered being one of those half premium sets. And of course, what we see here is the yellow line of Ravnica Remastered and the purple line of Doctor Who way down here. They're at about the $300,000 cumulative sale mark, where the blue line of Outlaws was at $800,000 and the red line of Fallout was only $100,000 more at about $900,000. And so it shows you where a standard expansions collector box now, in the mid part of the spring, getting into early summer of 2024, kind of the optimism has come back to the Magic market, where the performance of a standard expansion collector box is now up there, and in some cases better than other expansions we were seeing late last year that simply in a vacuum we should have thought would do better. Things like Doctor Who and Fallout and Ravnica Remastered. I mean, I would have thought in an absolute vacuum, with no history of Dominaria Remaster weighing it down, Ravnica Remaster would have sold very, very well. And instead we see it sold very badly, especially compared to the blue line here of a standard expansions collector box. So pretty interesting to see how the market attitudes change over time and how these different products compare to each other. Let me know what you think, guys. Thanks to everyone who makes this content possible, especially my very generous supporters on Patreon. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and join me on Final Trade.